Another Sorcery Contested Realm video? How dare you, Alex, not making a video about flesh and blood? Yeah, I get that, but I have to say, Sorcery is just such an amazing game to play. And that's why I want to make this video, covering how to play Sorcery Limited. Again, if I make up the terms a little bit wrong, sorry here. Limited is the format in Flesh and Blood where you play either draft or sealed. And from what I have experienced in Sorcery, it is very similar to Flesh and Blood. So you can play sealed and draft there too with the new set Arthurian Legends, revolving around all these knights and mythologies, these stories from back in the old days with King Arthur, Merlin, and all that crazy good stuff that I loved till from my childhood back then. And I neatly got to play a draft of Arthurian Legends and also a sealed event at Spiel last week. It's last week when I'm recording this video. I'm not sure if it's going out in the same week, but yeah, it was so much fun, and I just want to tell you about the experience, open up these packs and then build a sealed deck with it, and then you get a little hint on maybe how you can build a deck or what kind of cards are in the packs and how it works. But before that, I want to thank you if you watched my last two videos, because I did a comeback video, so to say, talking about why I even left YouTube and why I'm back again making videos about these amazing TCGs. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely do so. I would be happy about that. And then I also did a video at the pre-release, the sealed event for Sorcery Arthurian Legends, where I played this deck. Maybe we go over the deck before we open up the booster packs shortly. But before coming to that, there's also a interview I filmed on location at the sealed event with Geoffrey, the first place winner, and Jesse, the second place, showing off their strategies on why they picked certain cards and how they managed to get such amazing results. Geoffrey even managing to go 6-0 in the tournament and winning amazing prizes even. So I think even for Flesh and Blood players, it's interesting to watch that video, because Sorcery Contested Realm give out some really unique and amazing prizes. And I wasn't aware of that. They gave out, for example, a special playmat. As you can see here, I have a Sorcery Contested Realm playmat lying here. These just look phenomenal. And these playmats are really important to the game, because you play interactively on these different fields here on the playmat. But not only did they give out a very special playmat, they also gave out a handcrafted ring. Yeah, actually a ring that is a card in the game, and I'm not sure how many of those were made, but I heard that the collecting scene in Sorcery is pretty big on collecting and these unique stuff, so if you want, check that video out. Now, let's come to the core of this video. In Sorcery, you're playing with an avatar. For example, the Spellslinger, which is the avatar for Arthurian Legends, Sealed and Draft. So this is the standard, so to say, avatar you have at your disposal. And this is a promo from Spiel. It is really amazing. So these foils in Sorcery work a little bit like the marvels that we have in Flesh and Blood. So you have the normal side, and then you have the full art side, which we all love, is the very beautiful cold foil in Flesh and Blood. But then you have, in Sorcery, you have the foil version of the non-foil, just standard. And then on the back is the full art. And there's no text, nothing on it. It isn't shiny or foily or anything, but I really like this concept. So very great work here, Sorcery team, that's amazing. Catch me right off the guard. And I also want to thank White Rabbit, Heiner and Sasha so much for organizing the Sorcery event at Spiel. So shout outs to them, definitely check them out if you haven't. And I also really like that they give out these little draft cards, so beginners can just read up how it works, what they need to do, and what kind of cards they need to get. So as we already talked about, you need an avatar. If you draw an avatar that is not the spell slinger, inside of one of your packs you can also use that one as your avatar. I think there's a witch, for example, which is pretty nice. And then you have two different decks in Sorcery. Excuse me. My throat is a little bit dry. But then you have two different decks in Sorcery. And before coming to opening up these amazing packs and looking what we get inside and building a deck of it, I can show you here the deck that I played in the pre-release, which I ended up 17th place. But you have the main deck, which is called the Spellbook in Sorcery Contested Realm, and you need at least 24 cards in it. And Sorcery is very similar to Magic. I never played Magic, honestly. I have not even tried Magic, but it is similar to Magic from what I heard and what I saw. I mean, the basic concept of Magic is known to me too, but you have these 4 different elements in Sorcery. This is the water element, as you can see. It is all blue. I picked that one. I even pulled a unique that is pretty powerful in the sealed event. And then as my second color, I chose fire, the red element in Sorcery, which is pretty powerful. Actually, there are a lot of big minions here, as they are called in Sorcery, that you can play on the fire side. And then there are also these spells. So these magic spells that you can play out, like the snowball here, for example. So yeah, just briefly going over my picks here. Fire breathing, also an amazing card. These were the cards that I played in the tournament. Could I have done things better? Yeah, for sure. But I think for playing it the first time in the sealed event, it was really nice for me. I loved playing with the cards, and I just want to point out one card here, and that is this one. I think this one was an amazing card that won me 2 games just right off the bat, because I drew this early in the games. I'm not sure why this card is an exceptional, actually, because I think this is such an amazing card to play in sealed, because there are so many beasts which you can, if you get this on the board early, banish from the deck of your opponent, and it also gives you information on what cards are in the spellbook of your opponent. And so it also has stealth, so it can't be taken off the board. You can just play it out. So it can't be taken off the board that easily, I have to say. But this was a game changer for sure. Even though I didn't play any of the knights, which Jesse and Joffrey choose to pick at the centerpiece of their deck. I think cards like this that are just exceptional, so we come to that in a minute, but can really turn the game. So this is the spellbook, the first deck that you play in Sorcery, and then you have the second deck, which is similar to Magic. In Magic you play lands to get mana. In Sorcery you play sites, as they are called, to generate mana, and threshold. So you need these threshold icons to bring out your minions and play your spells. This one, for example, needs 1 blue, 1 water threshold. And if you play, for example, this side here, the annual fair, you play it, you pay 1 mana, and then you choose the threshold that you are gaining. And you're playing 12 sides. I really like this one, for example, here, an allied side that on Genesis, on the playing effect, draws your spell. But if it gets attacked the first time successfully, you need to discard a spell. But this one was pretty good too. So the second deck are your sites, and then in the back there's the spell slinger. So just for the beginning, to make sure we are on site what we are actually opening up and building here. But then also I wanted to get to the pricing of the tournament once more, because they gave out a draft kit which is pretty neat. There are the basic sides in there. I think there's also this this draft help card here in there. There are the spell slingers in there, so you're making sure you have enough sides, even though you're opening up a lot of sides in these packs, to actually being able to play the game. So that was pretty great from the event to have. And now I also want to, before we open up the packs, get into the rarities, because the rarities for me were pretty difficult in the beginning to get, because when I compare sorcery cards here to Flesh and Blood cards, Flesh and Blood is pretty easy. Like in other games I've been used to different rarities in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. They, I think, are really easy to spot there, but in Flesh and Blood it's also pretty easy, because down here in the bottom left corner you always have this little symbol which tells you, oh, okay, Staff of Verdant Shots, this is a token. Perennial Aether Bloom, oh, this is a common. And Rootborn Carapace, this is a rare, and so on. But in Sorcery it's not that easy. There are no symbols for any rarity here. Either you have a foil, which every card can be a foil in Sorcery, but that is not the rarity. The rarity is actually inside of this text here. This is, for example, an exceptional mortals. And then there is a funny text afterwards. It can be also that, for example, an exceptional beast of menacing might. So it's pretty difficult in the beginning to spot, but when you're getting used to it, then you have it. Here, for example, this is another rarity. Ordinary, this is the common, so to say. Exceptional is like a rare. And then you have the allied, which we just saw in the sides. And then there are uniques too and other rarities, but Curio, I think, is the last one. But we'll see this now in the opening. And when I go into the tournament, you have time to build your deck, right? So at first you open up these packs, and what I would suggest is that Flesh and Blood players or players that already are familiar with Sorcery will know this probably, but we sort the cards. So we will sort them for their element, either air, earth, water, or fire. And then I also want to make sure that I pick certain cards out. So for example, I'm looking for disruption spells, or these spells like Snowball that can take stuff from the board. These are pretty rare. You don't see many of them. And then I also want to make sure that I look for the beaters, the minions that are pretty powerful, and so I can see what kind of element is in my range for building a deck. And then also, from what I've learned from Jesse and Joffrey, is looking for a centerpiece for your deck. So what are the most powerful cards that you're opening up, picking those, and then looking into the elements that fit to that. So without further ado, let's open up the first pack. So I bought these packs at White Rabbit after the sealed event. They cost me 36 euros. And the sealed event, cost me 45 euros. So that is roughly, the amount of money you need to spend. And when opening up the packs, of course, I'm looking what I'm getting, but I'm not really focusing on the details at first. I want to make sure I make a pile. So here, for example, I have a side. I lay the sides up here. And then there are also, generics, as they are called in Flesh and Blood. I'm not really sure at the moment what they are called in Sorcery, but these are going into their own pile. And then we are just sorting, actually. So here we have a water. I make a water, I make a fireside. So, and here we have a unique. So this is a rare card, like a majestic, I would say, in Flesh and Blood. And this is Sir Kay. So this is one of the knights from the Arthurian legends. And this could be a very powerful card. So I want to make sure, actually, it's also multicolor, that I lay this down here, because this could be potentially one of my centerpieces. And I think, we actually hit a foil right off the bat. Red cap, Paris, and I have to say, these foils, they look amazing in person. And then there is the full art on the back. Yeah, we're pretty lucky with sorcery packs, I have to say. Like I showed in my why did I leave YouTube and come back video, I pulled an Onyx core from a single pack that I got at Spiel Essen, and the foils just keep coming. But from what I've heard, the foils are actually pretty rare. And I opened up even one of the boxes that I bought. I bought one box at the White Rabbit, and there were, I think, 5 foils in it. So you can kind of see where we are going. And now I'm just sorting. This is a generic, this is a wind card. So as you can see, we're not actually really talking about all the details yet, but we will do so when we have opened up all the packs. Now in the tournament it's just about speed, just opening up your packs, looking what you get. In the front there are these 3 exceptional cards. Attack by Night, this is a water. Excuse me, this is a wind card. This is again a knight. This is an exceptional knight. So it's a multicolor card. Here we have a side, an earth side. We actually pulled 2 earth sides at the moment. This is also a sign. We have a unique again. Another Sir. So this is a water fire knight. A unique mortal seeks strength and numbers, stealth, movement +1. This is pretty nice. Whenever another ally attacks an enemy adjacent to Sir Agraven, he strikes that enemy afterwards without losing stealth. Wow, this is a pretty powerful card. So actually this would be amazing if I actually played in a tournament now. But we're only doing this for the content here, right? Maybe I'm playing with my girlfriend or with some other friends. Another earth side. So the sides that you can pull inside of these packs are pretty good, because they most of the time have good effects that go with them, compared to the standard sides that you're getting in the draft kit. So now we see we have another knight, a black knight, which is water and fire. So we could play a black knight and Sir Agraven together. This is a card I talked about already, pretty good, so I'm looking for that one. Then we have Tournament Grounds. This is just amazing. Tournament Grounds, an exceptional side. Anyone may cast knights, sirs, or dames to the side. And when we actually compare this, you can see the color is different. This is a generic. I think this is earth, right? I think this is a little bit difficult sometimes in sorcery to get. Oh, we have another foil. Guys, look at this. And we have an allied. So after the 3 exceptionals, you're either getting an allied or you're getting a unique. And this is a monstrous line. I didn't see the card before. Costs 4 mana, 2 red threshold, and it has 4 defense and 4 attack. It can charge, which is really powerful. I think that is an ability you look for in cards when playing. But he can attack sides, so not sure about it. But yeah, we are taking a look at this foil, and I have to say this is a foil, I think, which I will keep in my collection, because this one, wow. Vanishment is such a great foil, I have to say, man. Let me sleeve that. So 3 packs, 2 uniques, and 2 foils. Wow. Amazing. I love these knights and these Arthurian Legends artworks. So we didn't talk about the Curio rarity, which is a rarity I didn't understand yet fully, but it is something that can be in the ordinary slot, and it can be something that you don't recognize directly, but it can also be something that you can recognize immediately because it is an alt art. But I would, if you're interested in the Curio rarity, think it is best to go to Cardboard Guide. I think actually shout outs to Cardboard Guide, because they have I think a lot of videos on the Curio. rarity. So Vikings also a pretty powerful card, I think. Cost 5, 2 threshold, 4 and 4 power. Tap, deal 2 damage to each unit at target adjacent location, and this can be something that is really important. Here we have another spell, so I think wind actually looks pretty nice, but we have water and we have fire for the 2 knights, so I might as well also go into that direction. So as we talk about the opening, you are recognizing that it would be a lot faster if we were in the tournament here to sort this, but I want to make sure we can get some details out about the cards here before we actually move them. And we have another yellow knight, so I think the exceptional knights are not as good as the unique knights, but if you can splash them into, then why not? It could be, oh my god, and we have another foil, I guess, here. There's the annual fair. I played it in the sealed event already. It's a generic side, so you can play that in any. Degradation, I didn't see that card. Exceptional magic, transform a mortal into foot soldier token. Wow, this could be pretty good, I think. Also, I really like this card here. Shapeshift, I didn't see it before too, so I have to read it. Allied magic of capricious change. An allied minion tries to transform. Don't know what that means. Look at your next 5 spells. Okay, I get it. You may choose a minion among them to be the new form. Put the rest on the bottom in random order. Wow, this is great. I think this could be a really good card. We put it in the water pile, and we've pulled an unique foil, and I think these ones are very rare. Also, a dame, Britomart. So this one is 2 water threshold, 1 earth threshold, and 1 wind threshold. It has a lance, which is a token that gives you +1 and first strike, but it gets destroyed afterwards. You fight. And if Dame Britomart would successfully attack an enemy side, she may summon a mortal from your cemetery. Wow, this one is very powerful, I think. Building your deck around this would be the best. And as you can see here, the full art on the back. She doesn't actually go together with Sir Kay, so you would have to choose. But let me sleeve it here. Let me sleeve her for a second. So if any of the Discord members that I posted my pulls so far for, you can see I'm not joking, like I'm just having so much luck here opening up Sorcery. Wow. Let us grab the other cards and sort them. We have a giant. This one is pretty interesting. And in the beginning, because in Flesh and Blood we have at the moment a life gain deck, 2 life gain decks actually going on, and this is a life gain card, so I thought, okay, this is an interesting card for me, because when looking at it first, it costs 1, it has only 1 power and 1 defense, but it has airborne, so it's flying. In Sorcery, I think Magic players are familiar with that. I wasn't, but it can be attacked by units that are on the ground, like the Giant, for example. The Sparrow can attack the Giant, but the Giant can't attack the Sparrow. And on Genesis, that means when you play it out, it gets this effect. You gain 2 life. So you're paying 1, you're getting 1 attack, but you're getting 2 life. So it's a 1 for 3, actually, like we are doing the math in Flesh and Blood. But the thing is, in Sorcery, you're playing with 20 life, and you can't gain more than 20 life. So if you play this in the beginning where you haven't lost life yet, it's not actually that good. But I think when the game is in mid or end turn, this is a pretty good card to play out. So let us take it here. This is also a pretty interesting interesting card, because when it dies, Deathrite means when it dies, then this effect happens. You draw a side, so it's a +1. I really like those +1 cards. So let us sort here. This goes here. We have another Vikings. Wow. Then we have a side. Hamlet, sorry. Ordinary minions cost 1 less. And then we have another Huntress, which is also a pretty good card. We have 2 packs still to go. Let's open up this one. And let's see. Sugar Plum Pixies. And then we have another Fireside. We have another Iron Man. And then Love Potion. An allied potion of blind devotion. Mirror has sacrificed a love potion, gain control of target enemy minion here until this unit leaves the realm. Okay, okay. And it's also generic. You can play it in any. Harassing Ruffians, just rock. We pulled 3 of these, and this is a pretty good card. On Genesis effect, you can look at each opponent's hand. Pretty powerful. We have 3 of these. And it goes perfectly. Wow. Okay, so we just pulled the combo together. So you play out the side lookout. You get to look at your opponent's hand, and then you play out Hydra Sprites, which lets you name a spell, and that spell can't be cast until the next turn. It goes pretty good together, right? And let me see, our Dame, she needs 1 air threshold. So maybe air, water, and earth might be our way to go here. Also a good card that got recommended by Jesse and by Geoffrey. And another Fireside. So I think fire is pretty powerful in Arthurian Legends, but with looking at my cards, I think going with the name Retomat could be interesting, but we could also build around fire and water and play Black Knight and Sir Graven. Let's see. Actually, that would be a thing. Sword and Shield, Tooth Fairies, also a great card. Another Sir, and I haven't seen this one. It's in water and fire, so I think we should go with water and fire here. So this is the moment, like I said, you are taking out all the power cards, either really good disruption spells that you pull, or even the knights that can be the centerpiece of your deck. And looking at the sirs and the dames at the moment, we have 3 knights or sirs that are in the fire and water element. And so that is a big sign to go in that direction and leaving the other 2 elements behind. Because we have Sir K. Sure, he has an amazing effect. Whenever Sir K targets a weaker minion, he untaps. But he needs fire, earth, and air. And then he's the only one that we can play in that direction, or picking the 2 yellow knights in. These 2 could go there in there too, but then looking at Dame Retomat, we couldn't really splash that in with these 2. We could also not play her with these 2, I guess. So I would be interested in going that direction at the moment. Let me know in the comments what you think. Another Earthside. Hamlet's Ablaze, pretty interesting card, I think. Reckless Squire, Omnius the Owl, Leyline, Pinfine, another Waterside. Joust. So, and this were all the cards that we pulled. So far, let me know what you think. What kind of direction you would go. I would pretty much be interested in going into this direction. I think this is a safe call. It's also a little bit more consistent because you're not stuck on a third element that you need for only playing Dame Retomat, for example. And so for the consistency side, I would say we go in this direction. We have 29 minutes already on the clock. I think we will just shortly go into this direction, pick water and fire, and let me know, as I said, if you would have gone in another direction, for example, picking Sir K and going into earth and fire and splashing in air. But we will go into this direction now. Like I said, you need 24 spells in your spell book. We already have 3, so minions are included in your spell book, and these are pretty nice because the Black Knight could be really good when you have more life than your opponent. I think it isn't that good when you are not on the winning side. But Sir Gaheris is pretty nice. Untaps at the end of your turn. This is pretty great, so you can block all the time. Sir Agraven is also, I think, a really good card. Whenever another ally attacks an enemy adjacent to Sir Agraven, he strikes that enemy afterwards without losing stealth. So we have 3 already. Then we just leave our earth pile and our air pile. And as you can see, we pulled a lot of air and earth. And when we just compare it, we have less sides actually, I think, in these. But it's pretty similar, I would say. We have a little bit more actually, I think, on this side, or am I not right? But just for comparison for you. So this is a card I would definitely pick. This one I think is nice. Consideration, okay. Lumbering Giant. These are all the minions. I think you could also go into, just sorting minions and spells right away. So you can see this one is also a good one. We have 3 fire sides. You may pay 1 to conjure lands. Pretty nice. Banish up to 3 cards from 1 cemetery. I think this one can be interesting because there are some cards that recur. Cards from the cemetery is the graveyard in Sorcery. And then we just take a look at this. This is a magic. So we have this one, like I said, definitely a card I will pick into the deck. Oh, and then we have 5 of the sides. We didn't draw a Troll Bridge, and that's one of my favorite cards in Arthurian Legends, but we have 5, 8, and then I would also include the annual fair, so we would already have 9 sides to pick, and then we would splash in 3 of the basic sides. That is a good sign. Would I include any of the generics? These ones for sure not. I leave these out. Maybe this is a consideration for me. Love Potion. Bira has sacrificed Love Potion. Gain control of target enemy minion here until this unit leaves the realm. I think this can be powerful, but I'm not sure. Also, I think I would even pick Sword and Shield over it. Actually, for a second I thought these look a little bit different, aren't they? Yeah, I think they're printed a little bit different, but it's not a curio, I think. So I wouldn't pick these 2 actually. I think we have enough good minions already that we can choose from. And now I'm taking a look at the spells. Choose any number of enemies at target location. They take a step together to another location they are adjacent to. I think maybe. I think these 2 definitely. These 2 are definitely. Even I think this one is very amazing. It doesn't work against beasts, but you can take out any mortal. That's crazy. This one also very nice. So these one go into the deck definitely. This one also you can. It's kind of a removal card, so definitely this one. Burning Hands, also a good card. Hamlet's Ablaze. I played that one in the sealed. It was okay. I wouldn't say it's an auto include, but we will see. So we have not that many removal spells, as you can see, and that is something to consider, because when I look through the other elements, this one is great, like I said. These ones are nice. Arc Lightning. So we have 2 Arc Lightning, I think, here. And we have the Magic Missiles, so 3 removals already. This one, I think, is also good against decks that play a lot of lances. Do we have removal in Earth here? I don't think so, actually. Do we have a removal spell? No. Okay, so I think it's okay to go with these spells. Then we take a look at here. I think I would choose these here, definitely. I think this one is also great. I'm not sure about this one. It's a 4/1 to only untap. Yeah, I'm not sure about this card. Let me know what you think about this card. So we would pick these ones for sure. And then we go into the red ones. This one is an auto include, this one too. I like this one, but I want to read it again. This one I think should be included. This one definitely. This one is good. This, boy, we have a lot of Vikings. I like these charge cards too. Let us include them. And then we count how many cards we have. As you can see on the clock, how much time we needed to pick the cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, 26, 28. Did I miss? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we have 26. We have 2 more than is allowed, and I have to say I would choose 2 cards to put them out. And I would say I had not that good experience with this card, so I will pick one of those and put it out. I'm not sure about this. We have the 3 Vikings, that is amazing. Maybe I take out this one. Yeah, I think this one is nice to have. Maybe I play with 25 actually. I did that in the seal too. Let me know what you think, if you would include more than the minimum size of decks, but I think this could be our deck. Take this one out. Let me know if you would include any of these 2 and what you think about the helpful Hob, the Hamlet's Ablaze, and the Lettuce Tray. I wouldn't pick these at the moment, looking at my pool. And then, like I said, we have these sides to play with. And I think actually this one is pretty good. Until your next turn, units are immobile while the top target nearby side. So you can slow down the game. This one is also nice. This turn the next beast cast to the side costs 1 less, ignoring the threshold. Wow, that one is great actually. So we could make another video and look into how we would build a deck around Dame Britomat or one of the other knights and sirs that we pulled, going into air and earth. Here they are. Sorry. So it was really fun to do this video. Let me know if you want to see more sorcery content, or if you are keen for more Flesh and Blood content. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in until the end. Like the video if you found it helpful, and we see us in the next video. So after stopping to record the video, I noticed while going through my air and earth pile that I have this card, the Tournament Grounds, an exceptional side to settle the score. Amazing art, but the effect I think is also pretty recognizable when looking at this pool that I got here with all these knights and dames and sirs, because this side lets anyone cast knights, sirs or dames and may do so for no threshold. So this one would be able to let us bring out our Dame Britomat and Sir Kay, even though we are not having any air or earth in our deck. this may be pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's a viable strategy to include one of these just because you have this. And I'm also not sure if this is an earth site or an generic site. When looking at this, I think this one is definitely a generic site. The color is a little bit different, right? So this should be an earth site. So even it would help you, to bring out these two, but it wouldn't really help you to bring out anything else, I think. I mean, you could bring out one of these earlier in the game. This would be pretty good too, right? So if you draw this, let's say on turn 1, 2, 3, or 4, you could just hold it until you have a knight, play it out, and then when you have 3 mana, 4 or 5 mana, and you don't have the threshold, I think this one you will easily have. But if you are unlucky and only drawing red or only blue lands, then you can get rid of the threshold, and it could be even useful to play it alongside your fire and water cards, or then even thinking about splashing in one of these two. And I think I would be really keen on including this one, because it can summon something back from the graveyard, and I think this is really powerful. I'm not sure about Sir K actually, if I would include him too. I think I would only include one of these two. But then I also saw, when I go into the fire direction, also I had this foil, and this is a card that should also go into the deck. So maybe I would take something out from the deck that I built in this video and get this one in. Also, don't forget to check all your foils, because also if I got this one, if I would play air, this would be an auto include for sure. It has an amazing effect. It replaces itself, and I think that is something pretty powerful in this game too. So I will cut these two parts together, and then we see us in the next video.